Hello, this is Geoff Volker with In-Depth Studies. Today we're looking at Genesis chapter 15, verse 6. This is the chapter we're describing the giving of the Abrahamic covenant. But in verse 6, it says, Abraham believed the Lord, and he credited it to him as righteousness. Now, of course, what did he believe? Well, God promised to give him an heir, and he believed God would give him an heir. Okay, of course, that's going to be Isaac. The problem is, and this is a constant question I get as I travel and speak, is that what was the gospel? What was the gospel in the Old Testament? And what did a person have to believe to be saved? And the answer is it's not clear. Why? Because the Old Testament, that's the time before the Old Covenant era, before Mount Sinai, and then the Old Covenant era, Mount Sinai to the cross, it's not the time for believing. It's the time of picture. So you figure the patriarchal period of the book of Genesis, getting all the pieces in place for God's plan of salvation to, kick in. And of course, first he's going to do the picture, which is the old covenant with Israel. And then he's going to do the fulfillment and create a spiritual Israel, mostly Gentiles, a little bit of Jews. And so you have, that's really, God's plan. So the Old Testament, really all the way through, through up to the cross in the New, is it's not clear. Well, of course, when Jesus comes, he begins to introduce how to get into the spiritual kingdom. So we begin to see more at that point. But when Abraham believed God, he took God at his word. However that worked, that was the equivalent to believing the gospel message today, because it says, Abraham believed the Lord and he credited to him as righteousness. Thanks so much. You take care now. Bye-bye.